America is in crisis. Today, the federal debt sits at a staggering $27 trillion, and it's grown by more than $4 trillion in just the last year. Now, Congress is debating whether to spend another $1.9 trillion, raising our debt to another $30 trillion. Less than 10% of this massive $1.9 trillion package actually goes directly to COVID relief, and just 1% is dedicated to vaccine-related programs. The rest is filled with wasteful liberal priorities. Speaker Pelosi and Leader Schumer, bridges and tunnels have no business being included in a COVID relief bill. It's shameful. Only in Washington can people throw these numbers and ideas around without a care for what it means for our future. It's dangerous, and it's time to get serious. Congress has the responsibility to thoroughly review how every single tax dollar is spent by the federal government and make sure we are spending wisely. Sadly, this is rare behavior in Washington. Congress spends with reckless abandon and rarely considers how today's foolishness will impact our children and grandchildren. And we are seeing President Biden and Senate Democrats continue this dangerous behavior. For them, the Obama-era thinking of never let a crisis go to waste is alive and well. Estimates show that there is roughly $1 trillion in enacted but unspent COVID-19 stimulus funding. Last month, I wrote to President Biden's acting director for the Office of Management and Budget, requesting any documents related to enacted but currently unspent COVID-19 stimulus funding. The response? None. Total silence. Here's what that means. The Senate has no idea how states are spending their allocated funds, and we don't know what the actual needs are. It would be completely irresponsible and an abdication of our duty as stewards of American tax dollars if the Senate continues to approve further spending without more information. That's why my colleagues and I are introducing a resolution calling on President Biden to inform the Senate of how much unspent funds are left over from the previous COVID spending bills. We want to be very clear. This resolution only asks for information from the President that will help the Senate make an informed decision. I'm proud to be joined today by Senator Lankford and Senator Ernst to ask for transparency. It's pretty simple. Ever since the pandemic started, I've wanted the federal government to step in and help those who are hurting and had lost their jobs. I completely agree that we need to do more to help families and small businesses that continue to suffer from the impacts of the coronavirus pandemic. Relief is needed, but it has to be targeted. We have to consider our debt and do only what is necessary for those in need. I grew up in public housing and watched my parents struggle to find work and make ends meet. I saw my dad's car get repossessed twice. I never want a family to go through what mine did growing up. But before another dollar is spent, especially dollars going to liberal initiatives that have nothing to do with COVID relief, there needs to be a full and clear counting of all enacted but unspent funding. The decisions we make today have serious impacts on our children and grandchildren. But before I continue, Madam President, I yield to my colleague from Iowa and Oklahoma and thank them for their effort. I now yield to Senator Ernst.